So this is Zeus. He is not paying attention to the camera. He wants to lick my face. Alright, so Zeus we adopted at the age of 3. He came with quite a few issues, to be honest. So we bought Zeus off of Craigslist, which I know sounds crazy, but we got our other French bulldog, Tinley, off of Craigslist. We found a breeder, and it was amazing. We got all of our paperwork, and everything went really, really well. So we're like, okay, let's get another Frenchie because we wanted to get Tinley a friend, and we wanted to adopt a Frenchie that was a little bit older, just so they were already trained and potty trained and whatnot, because we didn't want to go through the puppy phase again. So we picked up Zeus, and we found Zeus, and they were rehoming him, so we ended up getting him. And the day that we picked him up, he had overheated and got really, really sick in my car because apparently, I've noticed that he's really anxious in the car now, but originally when we got him, I didn't know that. So he had multiple accidents in the car on the way from getting him, and when I got home, I had to call Andrew into the house outside because he had overheated so bad because he had overexerted himself, and he was panicking because the poor dog didn't know what was going on, and Andrew had to carry him inside and immediately put him in the tub and sit with him. Well, so the next day, so I was gone the next day, and Andrew calls me, and he's like, oh, we got another one. We got Tinley. Andrew was like, what? Something is wrong with this dog. And I was like, what do you mean something's wrong with him? So he's got really hard breathing. You'll be able to hear him in the video, but he was coughing and really, really bad breathing. And not only that though, but he was consistently peeing, and there was just having accidents and stuff. So there was other issues wrong too. So we took him to the vet immediately. And come to find out, he had a bladder infection, he had worms, he had an ear infection, he had a respiratory infection, and all of these crazy things wrong with him. Mind you, we just adopted him. So and when I was talking to the person that was rehoming him to us, they're like, nothing's wrong with him, he's perfectly fine, and all this stuff. And immediately we noticed something was wrong with him as soon as we picked him up. So we took him to the vet, got all of it fixed, and we thought all was well. So the vet actually didn't know that he had a UTI. We figured that out because he continuously was having accidents. And we found medicine, and we got medicine for him and stuff, and eventually he healed all up. Well, that's not the end of the story for Zeus. So Zeus, about a month and a half later, almost died. We had a really bad scare. Zeus, stop. We had a really bad scare with him because he is, he's allergic to the grass for one thing, we found out, but that's not why we had a bad scare with him. We had a bad scare because the vet thinks he got bit by a spider or something and had a severe allergic reaction. Well, it happened over the weekend, or one weekend, and it started on a Friday, and slowly his stomach started breaking out, and because we deal with Frenchies having allergic reactions so often, we're just okay, we'll give them Benadryl, we'll keep an eye on it, whatnot. Stay still. We'll keep an eye on it and whatnot, and see what happens. So his got progressively worse really, really fast. So he was not keeping water, or he was drinking entirely too much water. He was not eating. It got to the point that he was extremely lethargic, and I went to go take him outside, and he wouldn't walk for me. So we took him to the emergency vet, which I'm not one to take them to the emergency vet, because emergency vets are not, I don't like emergency vets. I think that they try to charge you for stuff that isn't needed. So I knew what was going on with Zeus. I knew he was having a severe allergic reaction. So we take him to the emergency vet thinking that they're going to give him like a steroid shot, give him some medication, good to go. I was even okay with paying for like the fact that I thought he needed to stay overnight because he was extremely lethargic, and I was like, okay, like even if it costs like $1,000 to like keep him overnight, like it is what it is. Hi Tinley. Everyone say hi to Tinley. So I brought him to the emergency vet, and immediately I told them what was wrong. I was like, hey, and he had like his skin was like scabbed over, and like it was infected at that point because he had been itching it so bad. And like it's not like this happened in like a span of a week. Like this happened within a span of a couple days. This is how bad it was, so fast. So we took him to the emergency vet, and the emergency vet didn't listen to us. So they treated him. They're like, oh, he's got a skin infection. He's got something else wrong with him. We want to do all of these tests, and we want to do all these x-rays. And I was like, no, I don't think so. So he was there overnight, and in the meantime, because the emergency vet will call you like so many times and give you, and I'm not saying that they're not always right, but in this instance they weren't. So they would continuously call me, and at one point they call us at like 11 o'clock at night, and they're like, we just really don't know what's wrong with him. We can't figure it out. Mind you, I told them that he was having a severe allergic reaction, and they're like, no, he's not having a severe allergic reaction. Like, we think it's something in his stomach, like something's lodged in his stomach. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Because, like, mind you, he's having, like, anaphylactic shock at this point. Like, it's all the way up to his chin. And he's very lethargic. So they're like, we want to put a probe down his throat. And I was like, okay, like, how much is that going to cost? They're like, $1,200. Mind you, at this point, we racked up a bill of like $3,000, and I was like, no, we're gonna wait till tomorrow. So I picked him up, which tomorrow was Monday at this point. And when I tell you that, and the dog that I'm talking about is not Tinley, it's the dog that just went over here. But when I picked him up from the emergency vet, I thought he was gonna die. I'm not even joking. I called my fiance Andrew, and I was like, hey, look, do you want me to bring him home, because like he's not gonna make it. He was so out of it, and on his like he was on his deathbed essentially, and he was like, no, take him to the vet, let me know what's going on, because he had to go to work, and give me a call and see what the vet says. Immediately when I went into the vet, they're like, he's having an allergic reaction, and I was like, that's what I told the emergency vet, but they told me that it was something else. And they're like, no, like, it looks like he's having an allergic reaction. So they treated him for an allergic reaction. They gave him a steroid shot. They gave him some Benadryl, like prescription Benadryl. Immediately, within a couple hours, it was a completely different dog. Like, he was eating. He was drinking water perfectly fine. He was on IVs. He was perfectly fine. I mean, like, he was still sick because he had went through hell in the past, like, 3 days, but like he was doing so much better. So I went and picked him up from the vet, and they're like, hey, they're like, I reviewed the records from, and at this point I didn't know that, so like, let me preface by saying I didn't know that the emergency vet didn't treat him for an allergic reaction. So they're like, hey, we reviewed the records, and the emergency vet did not treat him for an allergic reaction. So I was like, what do you mean they didn't treat him for an allergic reaction? That's what I told them to treat him for. Like, I knew that he was having an allergic reaction. And they're like, no, they didn't treat him for that. Like, I would submit a claim with your company, like the Care Credit Card Company, which also I suggest using that if you ever have to take your animal to like an emergency vet, because if something like this happens to you, you can submit a claim, and they'll fight it for you. They're like, we suggest submitting a claim because like they didn't treat your animal for what was needed. They just gave him a bunch of stuff that he didn't need. So at this point I was really upset because we spent $3,000 trying to save Zeus's life, when in reality we could have only spent $500 with a steroid shot and some antibiotics and some Benadryl. But so I was frustrated. So I submit the claim with the Care Credit. I had pictures. I had all the documentation from my vet, my like normal vet, and I had all the documentation from the hospital, the emergency vet. And also, I had called the emergency vet and wanted to speak to their like director, and they never gave me a call back because I was like, hey, like you guys didn't treat my animal for what you were supposed to treat him for. And I was willing to pay, like, there was certain stuff that I was perfectly fine paying for. Like, I was perfectly fine paying for the fact that he needed IVs because he was lethargic. I was perfectly fine paying for the fact that he needed to stay overnight. The things that I wasn't okay paying for was like the x-rays when I didn't think he needed an x-ray, but they kept asking me and made me feel like he needed that stuff when he didn't. So, and mind you, the director never called me back. So I submitted this claim with the credit card company, Care Credit, and I gave them a call because I like had never seen any like a bill or anything for months. For months, I kept checking. I was like, I don't understand what's going on with this. And then all of a sudden, they closed my account. And I was like, what's going on? So I get on to the phone call with them, and I'm talking to them about. I'm like, hey, like what's going on with this account? Like I'm really concerned because I haven't seen anything. And they're like, and I'm talking to them about what happened, and they're like, oh my god. They're like, I'm so sorry that happened to you, but like this scenario almost makes me want to cry because like it worked out in your favor. Congratulations, you don't owe anything of the $3,000 because your claim was proven like true. And I'm not even joking, I almost cried because the fact that this dog had to go through it, like you can still see underneath like his, do you see how he's missing kind of like some fur down here? Like that's how bad his allergic reaction was. But I almost just cried because this dog's been through so much. Like he was abused by his previous owners, and so he was originally sick when we got him, and then he, on top of that, like almost died a couple months later. It was just really sad. But now he's living a good life. Look at him with his tongue out, hanging out. You got a big tongue. But yeah, so I was just really sad for him, but now he's doing good. He's doing a lot better. But we realized that he does have allergic reactions to things. The original allergic reaction, we believe, wasn't due to grass, though. We believe it was due to, my vet thinks it was a spider bite, to be honest, which like would kind of make sense because we do live in Florida and there's some crazy looking spiders in Florida. But it was really, 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 really scary. Now though, so the most recent allergic reaction, so I brought what helps with his allergic reactions because it's literally miracle stuff. So if you guys have Frenchies, seriously, this stuff is the best. It's called No More Itch, and I found it at a local market here in Florida, and their owners, like they had a similar issue with their dog having like allergic reactions to pesticides and stuff, and they developed this, essentially it's a treat for them, but it's got all of the immune and allergy support that they need. But I love, not only do I love supporting local, but it actually works. Like, I'm not even joking when I say that he's significantly, like, he doesn't have allergic reactions anymore for the most part. Now, I will tell you that when he went with his pet sitters the last time when Andrew and I were in Mexico, he was playing in the grass like all day, every day, and when we got him back, he was having an allergic reaction, and he was taking his vitamins still, but we don't typically let him play in the grass 24/7 because he is allergic to it. But even before that, when we were trying to like figure out what was wrong with him, even him just like sitting in the grass for like 5 minutes at a time would break out his entire stomach. So like this like treat has significantly helped him. One of our other favorite things for Frenchies from this it's called Happy Dingoes, is they're calming. It's called Mellow Fellow. So Zeus is very calm, as you can see. Like I can hold him and hug him, and he's not really doing anything. Tinley, come here. Tinley is crazy. He's running around right now. Like I can't even get him over here. So I like to give Tinley this because look, come here, Tinley. You're just sitting there. Tinley's absolutely like crazy. Now he's over. He's like, yeah, give me a treat, Mom. So Tinley's absolutely crazy. So I like to give him a little bit of his Mellow Fellow to calm him down. And then they just came out with these bison liver treats, which I will say both of my Frenchies. So Zeus is allergic to grass, but Tinley, on the other hand, has allergies to food. And when it, like, if you see his little, like, I mean, he's red right now from running around, but his face will start breaking out from, I know, you don't want me to touch your face. He'll start breaking out from, like, here all the way through. And then he'll start getting hives everywhere. So what we've done is we try to find all natural treats, and we only give him all natural treats. Well, both of them now. And the spice and liver treat, these spice and liver like freeze dried treats are so, like, they love them, and Tinley hasn't had any breakouts from them. And then recently I was watching a YouTube video because Tinley is prone to ear infections, like every single time, and we clean out his ears, we do everything we can do. Every single time I take him to the groomer, they're like, he has an ear infection, and I'm like, he had an ear infection the last time, like every single time. And it's like, we'll go to treat it and they'll be like, oh, the ears are perfectly fine, and then 2 days later he has an ear infection. But look at these ears, they're so big, look at his little ears. So recently I seen a YouTube video and I found they like were advertising these earwaves, which, like, I see he's like, yeah, wipe out my ears with them, Mom. I like these earwaves. But they go on your finger, and then you just put your finger in their ear, and Tinley loves it. Tinley's like, yeah, that feels great, Mom. And then you see how deep his wrinkles are? He's got big fat wrinkles. So he also hates his face being touched, so it's kind of a pain. But we found this wrinkle paste for Frenchies. Look how cute it is. Well, thank you for the kisses. Thank you for the loves. So we found this wrinkle paste, and his wrinkles, which they're still kind of dark and kind of stinky, but we just started using it this week, and it's actually starting to work really, like, extremely well. Like, they're definitely not as dark as they were at the beginning of the week. And then one other thing that we absolutely love. So I know you're just loving your pets right now, aren't you? Say hi. Can you say hi to all your friends? Yeah, you're popular on YouTube, aren't you? Yes, you are. Say hi. Oh, look, everyone's saying hi to you. Say hi. I know you just love. Love, love, love. All right, so one other thing that we absolutely love. So if you look at their collars are from, you can kind of see them. I know, stop moving. They're from Sassy Wolf, which is a brand that we absolutely love when it comes to harnesses, collars, leashes, because they're customizable. They're not customizable, but, like, they're just cool. Like, we got a Scooby-Doo one, which is super cute. The one that he's wearing right now, which makes him look like a girl because it's pink, but don't judge him. It's a Friends themed one, and then the one that Zeus is wearing is also Friends themed. I know, if I let you go though, you're gonna be upset because you want more pets. So, and they have matching collars and matching leashes, but you say hello, 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 hello. Yeah, he's a good boy. So that's another brand that we really, really like. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Oh, here's the other Friends one. Here's the other Friends one. So another thing about Zeus is he's very, very cute, but we like to say that he's kind of a little slow. He doesn't have much going on in that head of his. He knows his name and he knows how to sit. As for Tinley, the vet has complimented that he is extremely smart, which I would say works in our benefit, but also doesn't work in our benefit because sometimes he is a little trickster and, like, will put up something and he figures out how to get it, and he's like the size of, he's just super tiny and somehow he gets it. Tinley, the tricks that Tinley knows, which I have posted a couple of tricks that he does, but the tricks that Tinley does is he can sit, he can give high fives, he can give fist bumps, he shakes with his left and his right foot, he sits pretty, and then he does a little twirl. And then we're working on lay down, which sounds like a really basic one, but, oh, Zeus wants the love now. Which sounds like a really basic trick, but I promise you, Tinley, for some reason, it's not that he's not picking up how to lay down, he just, like, gets so excited that he wants a treat that I feel like he's not paying attention, but he's getting there. He's gonna have lay down here soon, so I'll post a video with an update on all of his tricks. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions about the Frenchies, let me know and we can answer them. And they're so excited to say hi to everybody. Can you say hi? Say hi. Oh, yes, I know. See, we're live and say hi to everyone. Oh, big face, big face. He's so cute. Now they're both in my lap. They're so cute. All right. Yeah. So Zeus's tongue doesn't fit into his mouth. Like, it does, but half the time it's hanging out of his mouth. Yes, you have a big tongue. Oh, Tinley, you are very close to the camera. Thank you. Yeah, they are cute. We love them. They're our little babies. Tinley we've had since he was 8 weeks old. Tinley, say hi. Say hi with your little pudgy cheeks. Zeus we've had since he was 3. Oh my god, he's making very loud Frenchie noises. So if you don't know this about Frenchies, most of the time they're breathing. He's like laying down really weird. Most of the time their breathing is really bad or loud like that. Zeus, we adopted like this. His breathing has gotten a lot better since we brought him in and got him like fixed and made sure that he was on the right medication and whatnot. Tinley, his breathing's really not that bad. His palate, I thought it was their nose, which like their nose does make them a little like snorty, but actually it's their palate, and that's why they make the noises that they make. So a lot of times Frenchies will snore at night or make really loud noises like how Zeus makes. But yeah, like he's just Zeus. You make such loud noises. But yeah, and you can't really hear Tinley. He's kind of like you can, he sounds like snorty a little bit, but not really. I used to think Tinley was loud until we adopted Zeus, and I was like, oh my god. But honestly, like I'd say Zeus is loud sometimes, but like right now he's kind of a little loud, but he honestly isn't as loud as some Frenchies. Like we had a Frenchie over recently, and oh my god, that Frenchie was so freaking loud. But like really loud, like a trait frame loud. But sometimes you're kind of loud. But yeah. And let's see what else. Oh, so when we first adopted Zeus didn't like Tinley. So like right now, look how cute they are. They love each other. They're best friends. Zeus tried eating Tinley's face. Like I'm not even eating, like no, eating his face. Like he tried attacking Tinley. And it was so scary. Like scary enough that I cried about it because I was like, I can't have a dog. And like Tinley's my baby, and so is Zeus. But like Tinley was my baby. Like I've raised him since he was 8 weeks old. So like, Zeus, your booty's in the camera. So like it was really hard for me to be like, oh my god, we just adopted this dog and he doesn't like our other dog. What are we gonna do if they never get along? So like we tried everything, and eventually, I mean honestly, they're best friends now. So like eventually it did like work out and everything's fine. But we've noticed, because he was abused, like, and the reason we figured out that he was abused is because if we even yell at him, he'll like crouch down. Like if he does something naughty, he'll crouch down. And yeah, I know, you're a happy boy now. So like so like because we watch dogs here and there, we've noticed that he is terrified of big dogs for some reason. So he'll instantly, like Zeus will instantly try to attack them. Small dogs he's okay with. So like he's went to the dog park and he loves small dogs. He'll run around, he'll play with them. But when I tell you, when we first got him and tried to introduce him, oh, mind you, the old owners also told us that he was friendly with other dogs, and he was not. He tried attacking Tinley, and it was for weeks and weeks and weeks. But like also keep in mind, like he was rehomed, so like he was just scared. But now he's a happy boy and they get along. Tinley, what are you doing? Another thing about Zeus that was frustrating when we first got him, still kind of frustrating because we've had him for a year and it's hard, is that I wouldn't say he necessarily, no, he does have accidents. So we found out that he used to be like, I'm wondering if it's because he was allergic to the grass, but they used to keep him tied to like not a storage unit, but like a storage rack. and keep him in their laundry room like 24 hours a day, and he will poop. Like, he's kennel trained, but he will poop in his kennel. Like, it doesn't matter if you just let him out and he just didn't use the potty, like he didn't go poop, he will poop in his kennel and just like lay in it, which I think is so sad. And says 2 dogs. Yeah, and thank you. So so it's really sad, the fact that like he thinks that he has to poop in his kennel and we won't take him out, which just breaks my heart. But I will say, in the last year, we've been able to get him not to poop in the kennel, and every once in a while he'll do it, but not very often. And when we first got him, literally every single day, it wouldn't matter. Like, we could have taken him out 10 minutes prior and he would poop in his kennel. What I will say now is that we have to be careful with him, because sometimes he will go outside, go pee, and then he'll come inside and decide that he needs to poop inside. But I really think it's just the fact that the old owners, which I don't like, they should never have animals ever again, kept them tied up to a storage rack in his the laundry room. And the reason we figured that out is because the original picture that they sent us, he was tied up in the laundry room, and we just didn't notice it when we were going to get him to rehome, and we're like, oh, like it's a cute picture. And then later on, when he started having all these issues, we're like, oh my god, this poor dog, like, they didn't treat him right. Which they said that she said that she got the dog for her kids weren't taking care of him, that's why they wanted to rehome him. But what I will say is that just because your kids aren't taking care of a dog doesn't mean you treat them the way that they did. Like, this dog is the sweetest. Look at him, he's just so sweet, and they treated him like absolute crap. He's such a lover, like, he's such a good boy. But what else did happen with the owner? When I found out that Zeus had all the issues with him, we requested money, which obviously I'm not stupid. I figured that they weren't going to pay us the money back. But because we had a $500, $600 vet bill the day after we got him, I requested the money just to be petty, because I was mad at the old owners, because I was like, who does that? Who rehomes a dog and then, like, come to find out there's all these issues? And, like, to have worms for a dog isn't normal, especially, like, it is when they're puppies, like, that's not abnormal as when they're puppies, but to have worms as a grown dog, this poor dog, and he had a respiratory infection, so, like, this poor dog had been suffering for I don't even know how long, but now he's happy. You're a happy boy, aren't you? You a happy boy. He's a happy boy. But yeah, so that's that's kind of like what happened with Zeus, but he's doing well. Oh, his tongue is hanging out. You can see his tongue hang out. He's a cutie. But yeah, and then what else is... So some of the things about Frenchies that you might not know is that they are indoor dogs, and they're very attached to their owners. So essentially, they're not dogs to have if you're going to be gone, like, all day, every day, 24/7. So if you're working literally all the time, they're not dogs to have, because they'll get depressed. So it's not good to not have either someone home or them to be like interacted. Like, you could hire someone to walk them a couple times a day or something if you are gone, but they're dogs that like to be around people. And then another thing about Frenchies is that they do better in pairs. So Tinley, we have 2 cats. Tinley absolutely loves the cats, but and he tries to play with the cats, but the cats don't the cats don't want to play with him all the time. So he will get frustrated and bark at them, which Tinley doesn't bark very often, so it's quite funny. But with him and Zeus playing together, it's great. Like, they're just great partners. But it's funny to me because Zeus and Tinley, when I took them to the vet originally, the vet was like, well, when I took Tinley to the vet was like, oh, you're gonna want another one. Getting a Frenchie is like eating Pringles. After you eat one, you want to have another one. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna get another Frenchie. What happens? a year later, we get another Frenchie. Which, honestly, if I could, A, afford to have another one, but B, like, had a big enough space, I'd probably get another one because I love Frenchies. They're so cute, and they're just so cuddly. And they're great. They're just great dogs to have. But, so that's one thing, or one of the things about Frenchies that's great. And then another thing is if you're looking for a dog to exercise with, this is not the dog. The dog, like Zeus can go outside for like 5 minutes at a time, especially in the heat, but he doesn't do well walking long distances. He will start like, not hacking, but the way that he breathes, he starts breathing really heavy. And then Tinley will walk forever. He will literally walk until he passes out because he loves being outside this much, but that's not good for them. So, I would say that they are not good dogs they're just not good dogs to be outside or exercise with. So if you're looking for that, get a German Shepherd because Frenchies are not it. But they're great dogs. Like they're sleeping Zeus is sleeping in my hand right now. Well, actually, no, he's not. His eyes are open. So he sounded like he was sleeping. He's like, I'm tired, Mom. And they get tired very fast. Like they haven't been doing much of anything this morning. And Tinley's falling asleep over here. His eyes are closed and he's trying to stay awake. His head's falling over. And then Zeus is doing this. He's also very tired. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll answer them. Yes, you're just so cute. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. What, you want to be on the camera? Come here. Oh, no? Yeah, they're great dogs, though. We love them. Zeus came with his name, so Zeus, we probably wouldn't have named him Zeus, but he goes by Zeus or Zeusy. I don't know where I got Zeusy from, but he comes to it. And then Tinley, so Tinley goes by Tinley or Baby Poop. So the story behind Baby Poop's name is that when he was a baby, he used to have accidents in the house, and I was like, you can't go poopy in the house. So then his nickname became Baby Poop, and now he goes by Tinley or Baby Poop. And some people think that we call him Pooh, like Pooh Bear, but no, it's not that. It's Baby Poop. But he does come to it. His ears are twitching because he heard me say that. But yeah, they're just so cute. Say hi, aren't you? You're just so cute. Tinley's got his paperwork, so he is certified to be bred, but they're both fixed because I got very sick of them trying to pee on everything and working their territory. So one day, Tinley, and I waited until Tinley was 2 years old to fix him because for male dogs, I don't know if it's just all male dogs or if it's just male Frenchies, but my vet told me to wait till Tinley was 2 years old to get him fixed. So we waited till he was 2 years old, and I was like, okay, we wanted to breed him because Tinley's a gorgeous Frenchie and he's got his paperwork, and we wanted to breed him, but we were like, no, we're not going to breed him. We're going to, oh, Andrew's home. Oh, my dog is barking. So we wanted to breed him, but he decided one day, he honestly kind of just made me mad because one day he walked out and he just peed on the wall. So I was like, I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore. So I called the vet immediately and set up an appointment to get them both fixed. The one thing I will say about getting any dogs fixed is that their metabolism slows down. So Zeus is kind of getting chunky, and I don't know. I'm kind of scared they're going to tell me that he needs to go on a diet the next time I take him to the vet. But we'll see. And then as for Tinley, he's still kind of, honestly, he gained a little bit of weight, but he's still kind of beefy, I feel like. Tinley, come here. But yeah, so that's the doggies. Say hi. Tinley, you can't be climbing on the table to say hi to your dad, and he's climbing on the table. Say hello, say hello. Oh, big tongue. Gross. You had a big tongue. Alright, well, I'm going to stop the live, and it was so nice chatting with you guys. Bye!